So here we are. This is pretty much a year ago. At our last day in California, we're in the high desert of Southern California. Gets really hot, really cold, and we were really sick of it. So I'm here loading up Negra and Bane into our car. We're about to head out to Texas to just rent an Airbnb. And that's pretty much what we're going to be discussing in this video. This is the home we eventually bought. It did take us 2.5 months to get there through complications of the sale of the house from the seller's end. This is our home in California. We sold it, got into a U-Haul, and we split up the dogs. So here I am with Raven and Bruja. They're both young pups at the time, and they fit pretty easily. So we ended up spending a night in a hotel, but my goodness, it was, I want to say it was a 16-hour trip total. Just being on the road, real pain in the butt. But we made it. It was a lot of fun. We ended up staying in a hotel and renting something. So this is the first day at the rental, the Airbnb that we'd gotten in Texas, Southeast Texas to be specific. So these guys are really nice enough to have a pet law, or excuse me, a pet clause, which they allowed pets. They didn't really care what size, just like usual. They just don't want you to, of course, damage any of their property. But here they are all hanging out. We have four Presa Canarios, keep in mind. Even the puppies, they make normal dogs seem small. It's kind of ridiculous. So here they are again in the same backyard, really relaxed, really chilled out. In the house, the pups were sleeping in a kennel just so they can get that used to that. We couldn't really keep an eye on four dogs at one time, so it made it a bit easier. The big dogs would sleep in a room with us, and the pups would sleep in their kennels. So just keeping in mind, renting an Airbnb property with dogs brings its own set of challenges and considerations and benefits. It does require an extra layer of research and preparation, but also opens up a new realm of possibilities for a shared experience with your four-legged companions. So we're going to dive a little bit into the issues we had. So some things to keep in mind, hygiene, safety, social ramifications of bringing pets into a shared rental space per se. This one wasn't one of those though. One of the first hurdles in renting an Airbnb with dogs is finding a property that accommodates pets. This place in particular, which we're looking at here, we had to jump out of that house that we were at for pretty much 2 months because they had already rented to another party. So we left that place for a minute, came to this house, which they didn't allow any pets. So we've already pre-established having our dogs all registered as service dogs. So under that clause, that pretty much trumps anything else. You can stay at a hotel where they don't allow pet laws. You have to be responsible. You got to be smart about it all. But because of that, they all have that capability of being able to be in a location where they normally wouldn't be able to. And those owners were pissed. My God, they had a Ring camera. Instantly, they were telling us something about, once they seen us walking dogs in the house. My God, they were super pissed. In the end, they ended up trying to fine us through Airbnb for just dirtying the blankets and whatnot. Honestly, their washer was a piece of crap. We try to wash everything as much as possible. These guys didn't even leave us a vacuum cleaner. Their property had roaches in it. It was terrible. This is the home we didn't have a problem with. Like, we cleaned up meticulously, washed everything, and no issues whatsoever. We stayed here forever. The lady did not have a problem. So really, it's going to depend on that particular person too, if they're going to be paying the butts. But pets, especially dogs, they can make messes. Fur, dander, and the occasional accident can pose problems. So you got to be careful with that. It's imperative to prepare for this and act responsibly. You're going to want to travel with the necessary cleaning supplies if possible. Pet waste bags, lint rollers, portable vacuum cleaner if feasible. We had all our stuff locked away. So look, I'm even here washing Bane. Bane's 165 pounds. I'm washing all the dogs. At this point, I'm fully soaked. I'm a little annoyed with everything. But we look at our dogs really good. I'm inspecting his teeth right now, making sure I could see everything. It seems like I spot something, but I didn't. So give him a kiss. Made sure he was happy. Here's all of them in the living room. 4 Presa Canarios, 2 adults, 2 puppies, in the crate back there, and everybody's just enjoying a day. It's pretty cold here in Southeast Texas at the time, but yeah, everybody loved it. You know, the mosquitoes were a little crazy. It was pretty nuts. I remember the time that we had spent a day at a hotel. It was fine too, no issues. And then we had to split up Bane with my wife because he was driving us crazy and she had to work. And my God, he was just driving her nuts at the hotel because he could smell negative on me. Here's my wife visiting our new house. This is where the dogs live now in Southeast Texas. It's a pretty decently big home, a little under 3,000 square feet. It has a room for each of the dogs, which is great. Has a pool that they're able to enjoy, jump in. Here we are. She's about to see the pool. Since the pool pump wasn't on, she was a bit mortified by this. So she's going out there looking at the pool for the first time, and it looks like a swamp. You cannot see it. I mean, my God, the swamp monster is going to come out. There was like two dead mice in it. It was pretty horrendous, but nevertheless, the dogs love it. Here we are back at the Airbnb of choice, and yeah, my God, no issues whatsoever. If you guys can get out there with your dogs to the Airbnbs, you're gonna love it. You're not gonna have any problems. There's Nega that just ran into her daughter, Bane there, Mr. Stud Muffin hanging out. We really love this place. This lady was a sweetheart. If it wasn't for her privacy, we would let you know exactly who it was, but we do respect that. So we're really responsible owners. So anytime they're in the backyard, we were out there making sure that they weren't going to break anything. That fence post was already broken. Honestly, the backyard was a little dirty, but I ended up buying something at Home Depot just to clean up after their poops and stuff. And I would bag it up and throw it in the trash just because if I didn't, my God, they would just track that in the house. So we were vacuum cleaning daily, being very responsible, which I highly encourage you to do. That way you don't have any issues with the property owners. Here they are again inside the house. So in essence, integrating pets into a shared rental space like an Airbnb is not just a logical or a logistical challenge, but an evolving social concept. It pushes us to rethink boundaries and negotiate new terms of communal existence, both for our human fellows and the animals who share our lives. So that's pretty much my opinion. It does enrich our collective experience, but not sometimes without imposing a moral imperative for responsible and considerate behavior, of course. So something for you guys to consider. I hope this kind of let you in on some insight. This was a really tough time for us because we were being concerned with, hey, are we even going to get the home or not? And so we really had to live in these temporary spots because if not, I mean, living in a hotel, these big dogs would just be miserable. Anyhow, I'm Elijah, SoCal Presa. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and let us know what you think in the comments. We will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.